Okay. See, that was easy and fun.
Mr. Frost is the MSA to set aside.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is 1614960D. This would be Wayne County Airport versus Karan Frost. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mudd appearing on behalf of the airport.
State your name for me, sir.
My name is Karan Frost, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Frost. Today is the day and time set for hearing on Mr. Frost's application to set aside a prior conviction.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mena, in reviewing the file, I did not see a proof of service that you were served with a copy of this application. Are you in receipt of a copy, sir?
I was not received of a copy, Your Honor.
Mr. Frost, in reviewing the file, I did not see a proof of service.
The proof of service copy here, I have right here. The copy is not signed. I was under the impression that the prosecutor, I believe, did receive one. I thought it came in the mail. I was doing all the information based off of the information I had online. I'm sorry if that did not reach you, sir.
Mr. Frost, if you're looking at page 3 of your application,
Let's see here. I believe so. Yes, Your Honor.
okay, and where it says notice of hearing, and then right under it says proof of service,
Yes.
you are responsible for serving the prosecutor in this case, that being Mr. Mena, as well as the Attorney General, because they then send information to the court. It's typically a letter that says they have no objection, or that this conviction is the type of conviction that could be set aside.
Yes, Your Honor. I called the court to see if the court clerk had the information for the prosecutor office, but they told me that the prosecutor had been notified. So I assumed that that meant that they were aware of the information. See, something told me that there was something that I was missing. That is my fault on my part.
No, Mr. Frost, don't apologize. It's sometimes tricky to navigate things on your own. And we just want to make sure things are done right. So in reviewing the file, what my suggestion would be is that we would adjourn the matter so that you do have an opportunity to make service on Mr. Mena as well as the Attorney General. When you ask the court about notice, they may have sent him a notice of hearing, which is the court generated form telling him to come to court today at this time, but he might not necessarily have been made aware of the contents of your application set aside.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand.
Okay.
So will
That
we?
indicates.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, sir, please.
So this means we're gonna have to reschedule this now?
It means that we'll have to reschedule unless Mr. Mena, it means we have to reschedule, Mr. Frost, because the two entities I just named, the prosecutor for the airport and the Attorney General, have a right to review your application, do their own review of your conviction, and submit a response to the court, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so once you get that completed, update your proof of service to show that you made service on the prosecutor and the Attorney General, and then we'll get you rescheduled, okay?
Yes. Are these two gentlemen I'm seeing, the prosecutor and the attorney, Mr. Mena and Mr. Hadley?
No, Mr. Mena is the prosecutor. Mr. Hadley is our court-appointed attorney. The Attorney General, Dana Nessel's office, you'll have to find her address. I don't know off the top of my head, but that's who you would send it to.
Okay.
Mr. Mena,
that's
whose
all.
address should be on your notice of hearing. If you don't see it, Mr. Mena can put his office address in the chat. If you don't have it already on your notice to appear this morning, he can provide his address to you.
Yes, that would be, if Mr. Amena, if you would please do that for me, sir, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
It's already done, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Frost?
After so basically just send them these forms, Your Honor, and then will the court notify me, or should I reach out to the court to let them know I sent the information?
You send it to them, but then you have to give the court a copy of the proof of service so that we have it in our file that you've done it. And then we'll get letters from Mr. Mena's office and from the Attorney General's office, and then they should reschedule it.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, Your Honor.
Mr. Frost, thank you for being so prompt this morning. Sorry that we had to delay this matter.
No, it's perfectly fine. I wish I had done my due diligence on this. I do appreciate everybody's time today.
Mr. Barnes,
Frost, you
check.
made the Best
Oops,
first
sorry.
step, so I'm sorry. go ahead,
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Mena.
I just want to make sure he knows to check his chat for my address in there. So he should have a notification in his chat.
Yes, I see I'm gonna write that down right now. Okay, just want to make sure I do everything right this time around.
And Mr. Frost, I see attorneys make the same mistake with these expungements. Don't beat yourself up on that.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it because something told me in my head that there was something that I was missing to send the forms, because I did read that the Attorney General sometimes don't come to these things. And I was thinking about sending the prosecutor information, but when I heard that the prosecutor was already informed, I just misunderstood everything. My only concern is that I just hope that I can figure out how to get this rescheduled. But I don't want
Once
to.
you-
Oh, sorry, Your Honor.
I was gonna say, Mr. Frost, once you mail their copies to Mr. Mena and to the Attorney General's office, update your proof of service. On the page that you were holding up to the screen, there's a blank line that says, there's a checkbox right in front of prosecuting official on the
Yes.
date. So you update that to show what date you mailed it to him and what date you mailed it to the Attorney General's office, and then you file it and served on the Michigan State Police. You have to serve all these people that are listed under the proof of service. So once you make your first class mailing to those people, you put the dates on those lines and you mail a copy of the proof of service to the court. And then what the court is looking for is responses from those three entities. Their response is usually just a letter that says, you know, we take no position, or this is some other information, or anything like that.
Right. Now,
Okay.
the copies of I'm sending them the copies of the application, right? The expungement application. Because I sent those, I think it's just the Attorney General and the prosecutor office that didn't get those. Because I did get a letter from, yeah, okay, I'm seeing, so, okay.
No, I'm nodding my head because I saw the response from the Michigan State Police, but you didn't put on your proof of service that you served them, but they sent, and in your file is a copy of Michigan State Police response.
Does it say what date they got it so I can put it on this paper, Your Honor?
It does not. Their letter in response, I'm flipping through it right now.
And if not, then I can just go, because my plan is after this, I'm gonna send all the information out to the prosecutor and the Attorney General. I'm gonna leave my home today and go send all that information out. And then I'm gonna go to the court to file a copy of the proof of service.
Okay.
So the state police is by my house too, so I could just go up to them and ask them if they have that date as well, if you can't see it.
That would be a good way to do it, sir, because their response to this, to us, does not say what date they received it.
Okay, all right, so I am just, okay, now just to make sure I'm clear, lastly, I am just mailing the copy of my expungement application, is that it? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Whatever it says for you to mail, let me look back here. What does it say for you to send them?
Certify that copy of this.
Copy of the
application.
application, certified record of conviction, and notice of hearing were served on these parties.
Okay, I see, I get it. Okay, yep, now I get it. Send them the application plus the notice of the hearing that I got, which is, but this, since the notice of the hearing has expired.
Mr. Frost, I'm sorry to do this to you, sir, but there are people waiting. So what I would
Yes.
suggest, no, listen, I hate to cut people off when they're looking for help. Call the criminal clerk that you've spoken to before, and they can help you out more than I can right now. It's only
Yes.
because there are people waiting. But Mr. Frost, I wish you the best of luck in this endeavor.
Thank you, Your Honor. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
You
everyone.
too, thank you.
Judge
This is
Maurice
22
Davis.
WM
Sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I know Mr. Davis just wants to give his client the new date. I didn't
That's why I'm
know.
calling his case right now. It's 22 WM 017580M. It's Wayne County Airport versus Norwood. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Good morning, Your Honor. Maurice Davis, appearing with Adrian Norwood, who's present appearing via Zoom. Mr. Norwood, can you unmute?
Yes, Adrian Norwood.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, Heather indicated to me that you were looking for an adjournment. That new date will be,
April 6th at 10:20 with Judge Green.
Okay, thank you.
nope, don't leave.
Okay.
The issue, Mr. Davis, is that Mr. Norwood is in show cause status. Do you want to do the arraignment now since we're all here, or do you want to wait and do everything with Judge Green on April the 6th?
Can we wait until April 6th, Judge?
That's your absolute right. Show cause
There's-
arraignment pretrial with Judge Green on April the 6th, 2023 at 10:20 a.m. Number 3 with Judge Green by Zoom.
Hey, thank you.
Have a good day.
You as well.
I must not. Mr. Norwood, you're free to go, sir. So Heather, we could have kept Mr. Frost.
We could have, but I thought we didn't get the AG information. Because he said that he didn't do the AG. If you read the Register of Actions, it looks like he keeps calling the court for information. He asked for, his last request was the AG's phone number.
I know, and when I was reviewing the file, and I wanted to suggest to him this morning that the AG's office and various other entities are doing expungement clinics, and it's worth signing up for one of those versus trying to navigate it yourself. When people ask me, I was like, A, I don't practice anymore. B,
Mhm.
there's clinics everywhere. Just Google Michigan expungement clinics and you'll get a list by county of things going on.
Is that kind of like what we're doing next Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay.
I've done expungements before, but it's been some years. It's not difficult. It's just there's steps. And
Right.
in reviewing his file, what I did, there's a checklist that you print out and you check the boxes that you've done. Dot, da, dot, da, dot, da, dot, da, da. Anyway. So all of that, and then here we sit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please reset me as co-host.
Oh, sorry. Let's see.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
So you had me rushing this morning.
Well, I didn't mean to rush you. I was just trying to take care of business.
Well, I come out here to log on and then I hear my door open, but I was trying to get
Because I
going here
chased you
because I'm-
down.
Well, because you run things a little bit differently than Mary
Yep.
Ann, and I knew that Ms. Manarino and Mr. Bennett were here, so I was like,
Mr. Minna, may I get an audience with you, good sir, in your meeting room?
Wow, that was pretty formal. Okay, I guess we could do that. I guess I'll grant you that privilege.
It's early. It is early to be starting with this one already today. I'll tell you what. Okay, I'll see you in there in a second.
See you in there.
Sorry to interrupt, Judge.
no, keep interrupting me, please. Are you backing up Michelle too?
No. I just had to help her turn everything on in his courtroom.
Wait, I didn't know you did set up service. I could have had you come in here this morning.
I couldn't even turn your stuff on this morning. I was not typing the correct name when I was trying to log into Zoom. Yeah, it was a failure this morning.
I blame Miss Manarino for that.
I know she was like rushing. She was here before 8 o'clock.
I
Yeah, but
always
she's at
am.
home.
No, I'm not, Judge. I'm in my office in the courthouse. Because we have 2 trials this morning.
I know they're sitting up here on the ledge.
I can't wait.
Oh, joy. We haven't heard from, I was trying to think. From Mr. Blake and Mr. Pitts. It's early. That case isn't scheduled till 8:50.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess he probably told his client to come on early. But still, he's not early.
Well, I have both of the files stuck in together because I know they travel together.
Oh, okay.
So you had me rushing and then I come out here and it's warm. And so I feel all,
Well, warm would be nice. I have my heater on and my hands are ice.
it was 75 degrees in my office yesterday afternoon.
It was 75 up here too. Judge Oakley walked in his office. He's like, oh my gosh, it's 75 in here. I go, I know, I'm feeling every bit of it for the first time.
Well, I had a trial that lasted an hour yesterday, so I had on 2 shirts. I had to adjust my clothing to sit out here for that hour. Not complaining because it's a nice warm day in Michigan in March, but
Yes.
and since we're rapidly approaching spring, it's time to start thinking about getting Kona ice out here. I floated the
Ooh.
idea last year multiple times and couldn't get anybody to bite on.
What about Community Day?
I know that Avery has a meeting today.
Yes.
I don't want to bite into his budget. But I know they did popcorn last year, but it'd be nice to have, I always like to see Kona Ice. I know that the DDA has them when they do like Sounds of Downtown or Music in the Park or whatever they call it, and when they do their movie.
Oh,
But if Avery's goal is to attract schools or young people, it'd be nice to have something.
yeah.
What is it? May 6th?
May
5th?
5th.
May 5th. Or there's a place here in Romulus called Coolies, Koolies. They are ice cream distributors. So like when
Oh.
you see the ice cream trucks, you can rent the full-size ice cream truck from them, or they have the little rolly carts.
Is that the one on
But you
North
buy-
Line?
Yes,
Okay, yep, I pass it all the time.
we go there when we do summer events, my husband and I. And when we've
Mm.
had like community events that we do, we'll go there, we'll spend $100 and we have lots of boxes of ice cream. And we buy dry ice and that's what we use. And it works out nicely. I'll float the idea to Avery, whatever his budget is, we'll try to. Mr. Hadley, are you ready with something?
I am. I'm trying to find, there he is. I'm going to meet Mr. Roundtree. I'm pulling him right back in.
Thank you. Heather, you were about to say something?
Yeah, if we did the Kona Ice, wouldn't it just be we invite them here and just tell them about it, or do you have to pay them for?
You have to pay them.
Oh, I thought you would just say, hey, we're gonna have a community day. Come and see if you can make some money.
Well, but then if you're having community day, you don't want people to pay. You don't want people to have to bring money. And if a little kid sees a Kona ice truck and then they come up here and they realize they have to pay versus just it's a couple of $100 for them to do
Oh,
a fixed number of cups of Kona ice. That's why
Yeah.
I'm thinking if we go with Coolies, we at least then could just give out popsicles or ice cream sandwiches or whatever.
okay, that's a good idea.
Ms. Manarino's just shaking her head. She's like, what are you? Does not sound like court. As soon as he pops out, Mr. Hadley.
There it is. I think I got him. There we go.
Thank you. This is 22WM018280M, Wayne County Airport versus James Roundtree. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. James Roundtree. Mr. Roundtree, please say your name for the court.
James Roundtree Jr.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Today's the day and time set for the show cause arraignment pretrial. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, after having a chance to speak with my client, it looks like there was a miscommunication about the prior notice to appear. He did contact the court once he realized he had a hearing date. As it relates to the current charge of defrauding an innkeeper, we would ask for a brief adjournment to allow Mr. Roundtree to go pay Standard Parking the $80 that he owes them, as the gate was broken the day that he was trying to leave and he was unable to make payment.
Any objection, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
That new date will be,
Do you want either March 16th or April 6th?
March 16 is good.
Okay, we have March 16th at 9:20.
All
March
right.
16th at 9:20 a.m. Back here in number 1 with me on Zoom. Anything else, Mr. Mena?
Nothing further on this file, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roundtree. Have a good day, sir. You're free to go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Angela, can I speak with you very briefly on Mr. David Dick?
Sure. Meet me in my meeting room.
Judge, can I do you have a phone right at your desk?
Do I have a phone?
Or a phone that I can call?
There's a desk phone.
What's
your
that
phone
number? Mine's 205. Okay, 205. Thank you.
That's fine. I'm making a note. She doesn't even have to come on. I'll just put on the record. Thanks, bye. Heather, I'll be right back.
All right. Good morning, Attorney Hall. Attorney Hall,
Yes, good morning.
good morning. What time is your, there it is. I found you. Did you need to speak to the prosecutor?
Nope, we already wrapped it all up. We have a plea ready to go, and Mr. Bankert is here at my office.
All right, let me just double check something.
How are you doing today?
I am doing fine, and how are you?
Oh, good, good.
Can you just verify that Mr. Bankert lives on Riggs Road?
Sure, 1 second. Should be able to verify that for you.
Thank you.
Yep, 43201.
In the last 4 digits of his phone is 3749.
Let me see that. Yes, that's correct.
All right, is Angela in our room? No, Angela's not here right now. When she gets back, they're ready for a plea, Judge, when Angela comes back in. And his client is with him at the office.
You're talking about Banker.
Correct, yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Nunley, are you ready with something?
No, I was looking for Mr. Mena.
You found me.
All right, can I
Good.
meet you in your meeting room, please?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Ms. Manarino,
Yes, Your Honor.
the court received a call from 230082, Mrs. Lindsay Dineski at 9:20.
Yes, Your Honor.
The case is adjourned to March the 16th at 9:20.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Are we ready regarding Mr. Dick? Mr. Hadley? I'll take that as a no. Oh, Mr. Oh. Mr. Bankert and Mr. Hall are here for their plea. Is that the story? 2207250M. This is Van Buren Township versus Peter Bankert.
For the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Joseph Hall appearing for and on behalf of Mr. Bankert, who is coming back from our waiting area. Mr. Bankert, once you're seated, if you could state your name for the record.
And my name is Peter Bankert.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to you. Today
Morning.
is the day and time set for the final pretrial in this matter. Mr. Hall, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I believe we have a full and complete resolution to propose to the court at this time, which Mr. Bankert is prepared to accept.
Before we do that, before this court takes any plea, I want to place on the record, disclose to the parties that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make that disclosure as Van Buren Township is the issuing agency in this matter. My husband is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department, doesn't know anything about Mr. Bankert's case, and has no impact on how this court rules in any matter. Knowing that, Mr. Hall, are you still prepared to proceed with the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. First, I'll state for the record that we don't believe there's any actual conflict of any kind, but to the extent that there was one, in any effect, we would waive such a conflict.
Thank you, sir. And the plea this morning will be?
Your Honor, I can put it on the record, Angela. It's a no contest plea to assault and battery. The basis of the no contest plea would be the potential for civil liability. The terms of the plea agreement are that Mr. Bankert would serve 6 months of non-reporting probation under the statute 771.1, which is characterized as the prosecutor's deferred statute. Included in that, Your Honor, there's going to be a no contact provision with the alleged victim, or I guess after today, the victim of this case. They are neighbors. So Ms. Manarino and I have agreed to sort of carefully craft that to reflect no intentional contact to preclude any, accidental or what we would say is run-of-the-mill contact that would normally occur between neighbors in and out. Mr. Bankert will be advised accordingly on how to conduct himself, but and the penalty would also include fines and costs as per usual.
Fines and costs as per what? I'm sorry, Mr. Hall.
Per usual, just normal fines and costs attended to a conviction of this variety.
Thank you. Ms. Manarino, anything you'd like to add at this point?
I'll put the plea on the record as we discussed.
Thank you. Mr. Bankert, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. You've had the opportunity to discuss this case with your attorney, and you understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
I do.
And after having that conversation, sir, it's your desire to plead no contest to the charge against you, the sole count in this matter being assault and battery from Van Buren Township.
I do, Your Honor.
You understand that the court accepts your plea this morning. You will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, I do.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
I do. I agree.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you up to enter this no contest plea.
I agree with everything, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sir, is it true that on October 21st, 2022 in Van Buren Township, you believe that the prosecution has enough evidence to show that there was an assault and battery?
Do you believe that? It's okay for you to answer that one.
Should I say that?
If you believe that they have enough evidence to prosecute you for assault and battery, to continue with this prosecution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
You were not stated.
Mr. Hall, would you like to inquire further of your client?
Just very briefly, Mr. Bankert, it is true that I told you in no uncertain terms that had you elected to go to trial, I was willing and able to conduct that trial for you.
Oh, yes, we did discuss all of that. Yes.
And so this is your choice to pursue a plea which we've negotiated with the people.
It is my choice, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing further.
Thank you. Satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Hall?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Banker, the court accepts your no contest plea to the sole count in this matter, the assault and battery in Van Buren Township, sir. As previously indicated by Mr. Hall, this plea is taken as a delayed sentence pursuant to 771.1 for a period of 6 months. Sir, during that 6-month period, you are to incur no new criminal offenses. This is a non-reporting probation. During the 6 months, you are to have no intentional contact with the complainant in this case, that being Debbie. Last name is WOJCIECHOSKI. No intentional contact. The court will assess costs in this matter of $500. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
No.
5 days to pay, 6 months non-reporting, no new criminal charges in the state of Michigan, and no intentional contact with the complainant. Anything else on behalf of the township?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hall?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Banker, good luck to you, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Hall.
Thank you.
Mr. Hadley, are we ready with Mr. Dick?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
These are 22 VB 02343 A and B. These are Van Buren Township versus David William Dick. May I have your appearances, please?
Angela Manning on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. David Dick, who's appearing via Zoom. Mr. Dick, please state your name for the court.
David William Dick.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we would go ahead and request a bench trial date with Your Honor. I believe after Ms. Manarino and I discussed, we'd be looking at sometime in April based on kind of the rotation of the courts and the jurisdictions. So we would ask whatever you guys have got for us in April that looks good for you, Your Honor.
For a bench trial, I can't do Judge Green's docket. She would be the one that would schedule a bench trial on her docket.
Heather, what we've been doing is putting them at the end of the docket, like in the early afternoon of that day.
On your docket?
Your Honor, the issue is March 16th is my last day with the rotation with your courtroom. So I'd be going to Judge Green next, but I don't know if you want to keep the case because it's been with you, or how the court wants to, because we can schedule, what Mr. Haley and I talked about is that if Your Honor wants to keep the case, we can schedule it on a date that's convenient for you. We just won't be able to do it on March 16th.
I'm with you, Ms. Manarino. And what I was saying was what we have done before is use the afternoon of Judge Green's Van Buren docket.
Sorry, Judge, I
So-
wasn't following.
No, I wasn't saying it artfully. And because I don't believe she's here, normally we can ask her if it's okay. So Heather, what I'm suggesting is that we tentatively put it on for the afternoon of Judge Green's first April docket with Ms. Manarino.
All right, that will
And if-
be April 6th then.
Yes.
Very good.
Well, and we'll say that April 6th at 1. And if that turns out not to be good with Judge Green for some reason, we will be back in communication and let the parties know that will be an in-person bench trial in this matter. And I'll say this on the record, but I believe all three of you already know, including Mr. Dick, that I am married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. My husband's not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department. I make the disclosures. Van Buren Township is the issuing agency in this matter. My husband doesn't know that Mr. Dick's case is scheduled today. It has no impact on how the court rules in the matter, but before we schedule a bench trial that involves Van Buren Township public safety officers, I want to make that disclosure. Having that information, Mr. Hadley, are we still okay to proceed with bench trial with this court on that date?
Yes, Your Honor, we have no issue with this matter being heard by you at all.
Thank you. I will see you here in person, Mr. Dick, courtroom number 1 on April the 6th, 2023 at 1 p.m. If after we talk to Judge Green, that is no longer a good date or time, we will reach back out to Ms. Manarino, Mr. Hadley, and send new notice to you, okay?
That sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day, Mr. Dick. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I thought I saw Mr. Blake.
You did, we chatted, he needed to speak to Mr. Mena, so I put him in there.
So we'll follow up with Judge Green regarding that April 6th. It has not been historically a problem.
And yeah, sorry if I got confused too. So it goes on Judge Green's afternoon docket, but you still are hearing the case. Okay. That's what I
Correct.
thought.
That's what we've done when we get to the end of these rotations versus adjourning your pretrial and having you get on with her and having her schedule your trial. It just makes more sense to keep moving
Agreed.
forward if possible.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning.
Where did Mr. Blake go?
I put him in a breakout room with his client.
Thank you. I don't have enough room on my screen.
Good
Mr.
morning,
Bowditch,
Mr.
what are you
Bowditch.
here for?
Here with Mr. Adrian Norwood. I think he should be here.
He
Retained
hired.
counsel.
Beg
I'm sorry,
pardon?
Mr. Bowditch, he retained Maurice Davis.
Mr. Norwood?
Yeah.
Mr. Norwood retained Maurice Davis, and we've already adjourned that matter for him. They've already been on and left.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. I don't think I have anything else right now.
Thank you. Good morning,
I have
Mr.
to do
Pitts.
it
How
in
are you,
custody,
sir?
so I'll leave.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. Do you need to speak to your client or the prosecutor?
No, I spoke to my client last night. Maybe I better speak to the prosecutor for one quick second, and then we'll come right back.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Blake is here as well, so we'll get you in with the prosecutor.
Okay.
Where did your client go? Mr. Blake, are you ready to go? If your client will come back to the main session?
I am ready.
All right. It looks like I might need to jump in there and ask him to come out. Oh, yep.
Mr. LaSalle?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Do you need to speak to either your client or the prosecutor?
The prosecutor, please, if that's possible.
Ms. Manarino is here. Let's get you into her meeting room.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Sorry. Did you need me?
No, I moved Mr. LaSalle into Ms. Manarino's meeting room. I just need her to go there too.
Okay.
I'll just go out in the hall and yell at her to go in there.
Mr. Blake, your client's out now.
Okay, great.
As soon as Mr. Mena comes out, I'll get the case called, Mr. Blake.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Hadley, were you ready with something?
We are. There we are. We're ready to go
Mr.
on Mr.
Wilson.
Daryl Wilson. He's a 9 a.m., Your Honor.
There's an 850 that I'm calling first, Mr. Hadley, and then Mr. Wilson will be second.
Excellent. Thank you, Your Honor.
And you're welcome.
Attorney Barker, do you need to speak, Barkovic? Do you need to speak to your client?
No, I just spoke with Mr. Mena and we're ready when the court is.
Okay, thank
The
you.
court's ready. We're waiting for Mr. Mena, but in the interim, Ms. Manarino, are we ready with Kyle Sherline?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is 2207560, and this is Van Buren Township versus Kyle Sherline. Good morning. Your appearance-
Angela Manning on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lawrence LaSalle with and on behalf of Mr. Kyle Sherline, appearing by video.
Sir, state your name for me, please.
Kyle Sherline.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. LaSalle, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I believe we have a resolution. I'm just requesting one final pretrial return date. I think if the 16th would work, I just have to get together some documents.
The 16th at what time, Heather?
9:30.
Of March.
March 16th at 9:30 a.m. back here on Zoom in number 1 with me. Anything else in this matter, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything
Thank
else,
you, Your Honor.
Mr. Ilisal? Thank you. I'll
Nothing
see you
further.
then. Have a good afternoon.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Got a haircut yesterday? I noticed these things. I try to, oh, shush. I try to be mindful of your appearance.
You have anything to know?
Is Heather gonna do the dispose of these?
Oh, yeah, probably. I can take them different.
See, Heather, he's making work for you. This is 22 WM 015230M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Devontae Sanford. May I have your appearance, please?
Your Honor, James Bennett appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wright Blake appearing on behalf of Devontae Sanford.
Mr. Sanford, state your name for me, please, sir.
That's how you doing, Devontae Sanford?
Thank you. Today's the day and time set for pretrial in this matter. Mr. Blake, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, Mr. Sanford is ready to take responsibility and enter a plea of guilty to the charge.
Mr. Sanford,
Yes.
do you have a video available, sir?
My camera broke, but I could try to put it on.
Raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Sir, you had the opportunity to discuss this case with your attorney. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes.
And after having that conversation with Mr. Blake, it's your wish to plead guilty as charged to the drug crime, possession of marijuana charge that you currently face.
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
I know.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty.
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Sanford, is it true that on November 4th, 2022 at Detroit Metro Airport, which is city of Romulus, County of Wayne, state of Michigan, you were in possession of marijuana contrary to law?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Blake?
Yes, Your
Thank you. Mr. Sanford, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the drug crime possession of marijuana charge.
Okay.
Any comment on behalf of your client before fines and costs are assessed? Mr. Blake?
Yes, Your Honor. My client has no prior record. He is the CEO of a nonprofit organization. He's very embarrassed about this situation. He wants to get on with his life, put it behind him. We'd ask the court to impose minimum court costs and fines.
Any comment, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor, we'll leave sentencing up to the discretion of the court.
Thank you. Mr. Sanford, the court will impose a fine of $300, cost of $200. There's $75 crime victim fee. There's $50 mandatory state costs and $20 fund fee. That's $645, sir. You need more than 5 days to pay that amount.
No, that amount will be paid in full by the end of day.
Thank you, Mr. Sanford.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Mena, in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Blake?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Mr. Sanford. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
This is
Thank you, Your Honor.
23WM00124OM. You're welcome, sir. This is Wayne County Airport versus Daryl Wilson. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Bennett appearing on behalf of the airport.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Daryl Wilson. Mr. Wilson, please state your name for the court.
Daryl Wilson.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we would like to avail ourselves of the airport, Mr. Mena's offer, whereby Mr. Wilson will be pleading guilty to defrauding an innkeeper under MCL 771.1 with agreed upon 3 months period of probation and the agreement that Mr. Wilson is to make a $40 payment to standard parking.
Mr. Wilson, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear from the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. You had the chance to speak to Mr. Hadley, and you understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes, ma'am.
After having that conversation, you wish to plead guilty as charged to defrauding an innkeeper.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that the court accepts your plea this morning. You will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on January 30th, 2023 at Wayne County Airport, City of Romulus, County of Wayne, State of Michigan, you defrauded an innkeeper by failing to pay $40 to standard parking?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Hadley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the sole count in this matter, defrauding an innkeeper, as previously indicated by Mr. Hadley. This will be a delayed sentence for a period of 3 months pursuant to 771.1. During that 3-month period, sir, you are to commit no new crimes in the state of Michigan. You are to pay cost of $200 to the court and $40 restitution to standard parking. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that total of $240?
No, ma'am.
5 days to pay. Mr. Wilson, you can pay it online, you can pay it in person, or you can mail it to the court.
Okay.
And before you, is there anything else in this matter, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. I do know that
Thank
Mr.
you.
Wilson had a couple questions about some outstanding tickets, but it looks like they're all closed out. So I think we're good on this issue.
Nope, we have something else.
But we do have something else.
We have one small thing. This is 22BL00462B ST. This is State of Michigan versus Daryl Wilson. Mr. Wilson, there is a warrant for your arrest for a registration or plate violation from June 1st, 2022 in the city of Belleville. The court is recalling the warrant at this time. Sir, you already went in with the clerk and verified your phone number and address?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, the court will set your bond in this matter. Have you stand mute to the charges against you, set your bond in this matter at 1,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is appear for a pretrial conference. Heather, if you can get me a Belleville date.
Actually,
you would,
is that a
please.
white case? I think it's a state case.
It's a white case. It's a state case. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so a Wednesday, we can do March 22nd at 9:45. And that comes back to you.
You don't sound sure.
Because I'm pulling this out of the air.
No, you're doing a great job and you caught the fact that it was a white file. But Mr. Wilson, your warrant's been recalled. The court has set your bond in this matter. You will be back here with me on Wednesday, March the 22nd at 9:20, back on Zoom. There will be a court-appointed attorney here available to you if you wish to avail yourself of their assistance in this state case, okay?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the court date? March 20.
It's March the 22nd. It's a Wednesday. A notice will be mailed to you for 9:45 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day, Mr. Wilson.
You as well.
Thank you. Mr. Nunley, what do you have, sir?
Mr. Mohamed Lowe.
This is 23WM001130M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Moment Low. May I have your appearance, please?
For the record, Your Honor, Jason Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Roy Stanley appearing on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Lowe, would you please state your name?
My name MOMADJMLOWE. Mamat Lowe.
Thank you. This is the show cause arraignment and pretrial. Mr. Nunley, how are we proceeding?
At this time, Your Honor, I would request to be for Mr. Lowe to be assigned another attorney. There's been a pretty substantial breakdown between himself and me. And also, I think it would be extremely beneficial if an interpreter could be present at a future court date. His native language is Wolof, WOLLOF. He's indicated that that's the native language spoken in Gambia. He's Gambian.
Yes.
But I believe that I cannot effectively represent this individual. And whoever is assigned to him in the future, it would be extremely beneficial if they could find an interpreter that could assist.
Thank you. Mr. Lowe, the court will adjourn this matter. I'm making notes in the file that we need a Wolof interpreter and that the case needs to be reassigned. Heather, a date for that arraignment and pretrial, please.
The 16th, is that enough time?
I think you should put it out a little further to allow
Okay.
time for an interpreter.
April 6th
April 6th at what time?
at 9:20.
At 9:20, and that will be with Judge Green and number 3 back on Zoom. Anything else, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Lowe, you're free to go. You'll get a notice with your new court date, okay?
But I need help, please.
I'm sorry?
I say I need help. I like help, please. Because my dad did too long because I have something go to my family. I like help, please.
I'm sorry. I can't understand you, Mr. Lowe.
He said he needs to travel, and if you can sort him today, he needs to travel out of the country. If we can have the court hearing sooner.
Does he need to be gone? I'm sorry, sir. Does he need to be away on the April 6th date?
No, he normally comes here like once a year, and he wants to travel before April because Ramadan is coming up, and he needs to be with his family in Gambia. If we can have.
Does he know when he's, Mr. Lowe, do you know when you're going?
So I'm a benefit. I need leave this month.
A date. Do you have the date that you're flying out?
No, I don't know what time I'm have flight because I'm have my ticket. I don't know right now what time I'm have flight this month. I don't know.
Mr. Lowe, I made an indication that you may travel to Gambia. You may travel, sir. You may travel.
I make the travel what time?
You may travel, just period. You may travel.
And does he have to come back for his court date, or he can have the Zoom over in Gambia?
The Zoom, he can Zoom.
Okay. Mun nga def Zoom bi soo nekkee Gambia.
Loolu dafay wéet naa li ma bëgg mooy mu may ma at least 12 months.
He say if his court date could be extended for about a year, that way he'll be back in the country by then.
I'm sorry, sir, if his court date may what?
Could be extended by a year so that he can go and come back.
Did you say by a year?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
No, absolutely not. No.
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 You give me this month, please.
March 16th.
March 16th.
March 16th.
Wait.
Sir, Mr. Lowe, the concern is getting an interpreter.
Yes. My 16, yes.
We need time to get an interpreter.
I can
We're
interpret
leaving it
for him.
on April the 6th. I'm sorry.
April 6th.
I say I can interpret for him. I don't know what kind of test you guys do for an interpreter, so I can speak his language.
I understand that, sir, but we
This
need a
month,
court certified
this month,
interpreter.
Okay, and what is the process to do that? What is the process to be
The
a court?
the court does that, sir. The court will take care of that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right.
Have a good day.
Okay.
This is 22WM015240M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Deshaun Davis. May I have your appearance, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
And may it please this honorable court, good morning, Byron Pitts, ready on behalf of Deshaun Davis, who is present today by Zoom and consents to having this hearing conducted by Zoom. Is that true, Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial. Mr. Pitts, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Davis, apprise him of the rights and options available to him. It's my understanding that Mr. Davis wishes to avail himself of the offer presented by the people and plead guilty to, I believe it's misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Is that true, Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. You've had the opportunity to discuss your case with your attorney, Mr. Pitts, and you understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes.
And after having that conversation, you wish to plead guilty as charged to the sole count in this matter of a drug crime, possession of marijuana.
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Davis, is it true that on November 7, 2022 at Wayne County Airport, which is city of Romulus County, Wayne, state of Michigan, you were in possession of marijuana contrary to law?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Pitts?
Likewise, we are satisfied, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Pitts. Mr. Davis, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the possession of marijuana charge. For fines and costs in this matter, any comment, Mr. Pitts?
Your Honor, just giving you a little background on Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis is gainfully employed. He has stable residence. He has a child. He lives with the mother of the child and the child. He supports them. He's got no prior criminal record, Your Honor. We would just ask that the appropriate fines and costs be levied, and I don't think you'll see Mr. Davis here again.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, the court will assess a fine of $300, cost of $200. There's $75 mandatory crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state cost, and $20 fund fee. That's $645. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount, sir?
Yes.
Before you leave today, Mr. Davis, we will move you into a room with a collections clerk. Maria will put you on the payment plan for the $645, okay?
Yes.
Anything else, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Pitts?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, you will now see an invitation to go into the collections room with Maria. She'll put you on a payment plan for the $645, sir. Good luck to you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
You're so very
Thank you.
welcome.
Good seeing
Have a good
everyone.
day,
Thank you
Mr.
very
Pitts.
much. Goodbye. Good.
Goodbye. These are 22WM01493 A and B. These are Wayne County Airport versus Alexandria Pinger. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your
Yes.
Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
And good morning, Your Honor. Camilla Barkovic appearing on behalf of Ms. Pinger. My P number is 78254.
State your name for me, please, Ms. Pinger.
Alexandria Pinger.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in both of these matters. Ms. Barkovic, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've had some extensive discussions with Mr. Mena. There are some collateral issues involved in this case. Based on my discussions with Mr. Mena, we're asking for a final adjourned pretrial conference a few weeks out so we can address the collateral issues.
Is March 16th enough time, ma'am, or do you need more time?
Your Honor, I'd ask for a little bit more time. If we could come back the 23rd or the 30th, that would be preferred.
It's not the 23rd or the 30th. It will be April the 6th, correct, Heather?
Correct. At 9:30.
That would work, Judge.
April the 26th at 9:30, I'm sorry, April the 6th at 9:30 a.m. That will be in number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Barkovic?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Have a good day. Ms. Pinger, you're back on April the 6th at 9:30 with Judge Green. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too, Your Honor.
This is 23WM001350M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Michael Elder. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Mr. Makowski's asking to speak to Mr. Mena.
Yes, Your Honor, I was just gonna say, I need to speak with him about that. I was just trying to get these other ones out of the way.
Yep, and that's what I told Mr. Makowski, that you would go in there when you were done.
Let's get these other ones out of the way. This is 23WM00082. This is Wayne County Airport versus Eric Freed. Your appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Your Honor, good morning. I'm Joe Simon. I appear on behalf of Mr. Freed.
Mr. Freed, unmute yourself. State your name for the record, please, sir.
Eric Freed.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial. Mr. Simon, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we requested additional discovery from Mr. Mena. He did provide it to us, and thereafter I requested him to consider a proposed resolution. I didn't hear back from him, even though we've been corresponding. I'm assuming that we're both going to be requesting an adjourned pretrial for that proposed resolution to be contemplated. Am I correct, Mr. Mena?
Yes, that is correct.
How long of an adjournment, Mr. Simon?
I'll defer entirely.
26th or April the 6th?
Your Honor, the latter date works better for me, but I'll defer entirely to Mr. Mena because it's going to be, I think, needing to hear from him.
I'll be at either one, so the latter date works for me.
Thank you.
April the 6th, 2023 at
9:30.
At 9:30. That's in number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else in this case, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Simon?
Thank you, Your Honor. No.
Thank you. Good luck to you, Mr. Freed. Have a good afternoon. You're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Are we ready? Oh, we lost Mr. Hadley. Mr.
Yeah,
Miller,
He
you
jumped
ready to
back
go?
in.
Oh. I'm gonna go talk to Mr. Makowski and I'll be right back, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Angela, do you feel slighted this morning?
A little bit. We're very left out.
Judge, I'm going to step away for 1 minute.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Mason.
Hi, good morning.
How are you, sir?
Do you want an honest answer or just the cursory, I'm
Absolutely.
okay?
No. How are you really?
No, I have Mr. Porter here with me. I'm recovering from a migraine, but I can't complain because I can see. And I've got 8 matters up today and no paralegal because her mother-in-law passed away. So I'm doing the best I can in a rather interesting situation.
Well, let's try to make this as easy for you and Mr. Porter as we can. Do you need to speak to Mr. Mena?
It's probably not a bad idea, Your Honor. Mr. Zick and I have previously spoken. I believe there's a resolution, but it might be a nice idea to put us in a breakout room so we can speak to his partner. We've been
I will
engaged and on top of this file since day one.
Okay, I have Mr. Porter's file pulled. I am without my regular secretary, so I'm borrowing one. I will move you myself into Mr. Mena's waiting room. He's already in with someone else, but go there. He'll get there with you momentarily, and then I'll get Mr. Porter's case called and get you on with your day, okay? Mr. Hadley, you're ready with Mr. Hernandez?
We're gonna need Mr. Min on this one. We do have a discovery
I
issue.
know,
He-
I just wanted.
Yeah,
okay.
but yes,
I'm just trying to-
absolutely, Your Honor. We met with Mr. Hernandez. He and I are good to go on whenever the court and Mr. Min are ready for us.
There's just one ahead of Mr. Hernandez.
Okay, I'm gonna go,
Maybe not. Ms. Bab, you've already spoken to the court-appointed attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
You were speaking with Mr. Nunley?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. We are just waiting for the prosecutor to come out. When Mr. Mena comes out, you'll be number 3, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Hashler, did
need
you?
to speak to your client? Oh, go
We're
ahead, Heather.
we're on tune.
Hi, good morning to you all. I was going to call him right now unless you could throw me in a breakout room with him.
Sure.
Heather, I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
this is like watching paint dry sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I saw Mr. Johnson laugh, so I'll take that as a good sign. I'm running 2 shows a day, Mr. Johnson. I'm you.
I'm just, this is all new to me. I'm just watching.
You're fine. Mr. Makowski, did you reach a resolution with Mr. Mena?
We did, Your Honor.
As soon as he pops out, your client's file is right on top.
You know, you got to keep him on task sometimes, Judge.
Well, we started at 8 o'clock, so he's already had a pretty busy morning with me.
Eight o'clock. Wow. I'm impressed, Judge.
Well, I walk in at 7:59 and I can already hear that the staff is on. So I run to get logged on. I run to get my files brought out. And yeah, I think I exaggerated. I think I actually started at 8:02.
You know what? It's better than saying something for 9 a.m. and then the judge doesn't take bench till 10:45. We've all seen that.
I practiced for 23 years and I promised myself that people would never sit and wait for me. We're waiting for other people to show up. You're never waiting for me.
And you have no idea how much that's appreciated. No, when I first started practicing law, I was practicing law for like 2 months and I was working for another attorney, and he would send me to 3 different courtrooms at the same time. You'd plan out your schedule, and he always told me go to 36th District last because they're never going to take the bench. So I ran around to Roseville and wherever, and I showed up at 36th at like 10:15. And when I walked into the courtroom, that was the one time judge was on the bench, prosecutor was on the bench, victim was present, my client was there, and they're like, okay, Mr. Makowski, let's conclude this case and then we can see about holding you in contempt.
My problem is that I started at 36 and I used to walk there from Penobscot. So I was always on time. And then the problem with coming here early is that you have to sit and listen to me. And Mr. Hadley's aware that I sit and chat with whomever's here about the most inane of things.
One of the best parts of my week.
I see there's quite a number of people already here. I'm just waiting for Mr. Mena to come out. And we have in order Elder, Hernandez, Babb, Porter, Veneslander. I'm sorry, Mr. Veneslander, with your name. Scheniver. I see I have the files pulled. We're just waiting for the prosecutor to come out. For Mr. Mason, we need to get him back where he is not sitting with his client staring at the screen.
I got like 8 cases up. It's kind of a rough day, but if it pleases the court, I do have good news. Mr. Mena said he would be out momentarily. He just has to talk to one more person.
I understand, and that's why I pull them and get them laid out, ready to go. And I made Mr. Johnson laugh a couple of times, but I didn't pull his file, so.
Well, there's something to be said for levity in the courtroom.
And Your Honor, I have a non-airport case if you want.
Oh, let's call it.
All right, Mr. Samuel Friend, will you please say your name again for me, sir? I'm sorry, I mispronounced it previously.
Franchuk.
Franchuk, thank you. I didn't want to butcher that. Your Honor, we're ready to go on. It's a 9:20, Mr. Samuel Franchuk.
So why would Ms. Manarino sit here and listen to all this nonsense instead of saying, Your Honor, or sending me a chat on 23VB004360M, Van Buren Township versus Francis?
Yes. Samuel Franchuk.
Franchuk, thank you. Your appearances.
Angela Manarino on behalf of the people. Sorry, Judge, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Your Honor, Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Samuel Franchuk, and I'll own that one. Actually, Angela is probably waiting on me, so that's my fault for not hopping in sooner. I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Franchuk, Your Honor, and I think we've reached a resolution in this matter.
I need him to state his name first for me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Franchuk, please state your name for the court.
Samuel Franchuk.
Thank you. The resolution, Mr. Hadley.
Your Honor, there's a, Angela, I guess, what's the right violation to call this when it's is it a zoning violation?
It's an ordinance violation.
Okay, Your Honor,
I
it's an
think it was-
ordinance. We're going to be pleading responsible to the Van Buren Township ordinance violation with the agreement that Mr. Franchuk is to clean up his property.
Oh,
Not responsible. It's written as a misdemeanor.
I just noticed that, Judge. The docket said pre-hearing and I didn't look at the ticket. And it does say misdemeanor on the ticket. I see that now. I guess we would move to amend the violation then to, what can we use?
Blight.
Yeah, we'll just move to amend it to blight, which is a civil infraction.
And before you say anything else, Mr. Hadley, I want to place on the record for your client that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make that disclosure as Van Buren Township is the issuing agency in this matter. My husband's not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department, doesn't know anything about this case, and has no impact on how the court rules or decides any matter. Knowing that, sir, are we still prepared to proceed in this case?
Yes, we are, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. The court grants the prosecutor's motion to amend this case to a civil infraction blight. And Mr. Hadley, you were starting to say that.
Yep, we would plead responsible to said civil infraction with the agreement that Mr. Francois is going to get the property cleaned up within the period of 2 weeks, or he would be basically at his own expense. Van Buren Township will clean it up for him, which obviously we all would like to avoid.
So are we taking it as a plea or are we adjourning it for him to clean in the interim
Nope,
between now
we're-
and the?
Nope, it's just an agreement to avoid future ticketing. So we are going to be pleading responsible today. And again, just with the understanding that it's going to be remedied, which is the biggest issue here.
Thank you. Mr. Francis, were you able to hear the conversation between the prosecutor and Mr. Hadley this morning?
No.
Well, what you heard them just now indicate that you'll be pleading responsible
Oh,
to the
yeah,
civil
okay.
infraction of blight.
Yes, sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Okay, and now that it's a civil infraction, sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea, there won't be a trial,
Yes, yes,
but you are allowed 14 days to clean the property.
correct.
And if you don't clean the property, Van Buren Township may come back to the court and ask for an order to clean the property and bill you accordingly.
Correct.
And sir, so you wish to plead responsible to this blight citation?
Yes.
Okay. Any conversation about fines and costs in this matter, Mr. Hadley?
Your Honor,
Yeah.
we just leave it to the court's discretion and again state that the individual is doing the right thing and is trying to take affirmative steps to get this resolved. We just ask that not be punished financially and too much of a way here.
Thank you. Any comment, Ms. Manarino?
And no, Your Honor.
Sir, the court will assess fines and costs totaling $100. You need more than 5 days to pay that amount, sir?
No.
5 days to pay, $100 fine, 14 days to clean the property. Anything else in this case, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
Not at all, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
You're free to go, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. This is 23WM001350M, Wayne County Airport versus Michael Elder. Your appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
And good morning, Your Honor. James Mikowski, P62115, appearing on behalf of Michael Elder. We consent to appear via Zoom and waive in-person hearing.
Mr. Elder, state your name for me, please, sir.
Michael Anthony Elder.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial. Mr. Mikowski, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, Mr. Mena has graciously offered to have my client plead under 771 with a 60-day delay on the delayed sentence. And my client wishes to accept that offer.
Your Honor, yes, that's
Thank you.
a slight change from what I wrote. It's 60 days and then the firearm can be returned upon completion of probation.
Mr. Elder, raise your right hand for me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Thank you. May put your hand down. Sir, you've had the opportunity to discuss this case with your attorney. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes, Your Honor.
And after having that conversation, you wish to plead guilty as charged to the checkpoint violation.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily.
Absolutely.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty.
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on February 4th, 2023 at Wayne County Airport, which is city of Romulus, County of Wayne, state of Michigan, you took a dangerous weapon through the checkpoint, that being a firearm?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Makowski?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Elder, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the checkpoint violation as previously indicated. This sentence in this matter will be delayed for a period of 2 months pursuant to 771.1. Sir, during that period of time, you are to pay the court costs of $800, incur no new criminal offenses, and at the conclusion of that 2 months, if you've paid that money and have no new criminal charges against you, the case will be administratively reviewed for dismissal, and you may retrieve your firearm from the airport police department, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount, sir?
No, ma'am.
5 days to pay, no new criminal offenses for the next 60 days. Anything else, Mr. Mena?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Makowski?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Mena.
Thank you. Mr. Elder, you're free to go. Good luck to you, sir. Have a good day.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor. You also.
Thank you. This is 22WM00987OM, Wayne County Airport versus Nicholas Hernandez. Your appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport. I don't see Mr. Hadley, Your Honor.
Then let me pass it real quick and do 23WM00145. This is Wayne County Airport versus Michael Porter. Your appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Good morning again, Judge Jerry Mason on behalf of Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter is present with me in Judge Tomlinson's jury room.
State your name for me, please, Mr. Porter.
Michael Bruce Porter.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial. Mr. Mason, how are we proceeding?
If it pleases the court, there's a plea resolution in this matter that we'll be asking the court to consider, where Mr. Porter would plea under 771.1. In this matter would be administratively dismissed. The previous case was 60 days. Mr. Mena told me 90 days, so I don't know whether it's 60 days or 90 days. I'll ask brother counsel to confirm that. My client will pay fines and costs within 5 days. If there's no police contact or no additional problems, this matter gets dismissed. He can proceed to the Wayne County Airport Police Department to get his gun back. And then this matter will be resolved. He was not arrested and never fingerprinted, so there should not be any public record of this matter.
Is it 2 months or 3 months, Mr. Mena?
Your Honor, in this case, I would reduce it to 60 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Porter, raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. You were able to hear Mr. Mason just now place the terms of the plea on the record.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand the rights you waive by entering a plea, sir?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Is it true, sir, that on February 6, 2023 at Wayne County Airport, city of Romulus County, Wayne, state of Michigan, you took a firearm through the security checkpoint?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Defense is
Satisfied, Mr.
satisfied.
Thank you. Mr. Porter, the court accepts your plea is delayed. Your sentence is delayed for a period of 2 months pursuant to 771.1. The court will assess costs in this matter of $800. Your attorney has already indicated that you only need 5 days to pay. At the end of that 60 days, sir, you may retrieve your firearm from the airport police department. Anything else, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Mason?
No, Judge, it was a delight to appear in your court by Zoom. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope your day gets better, sir. Take care.
Your Honor. It will. Thanks, Judge. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is 23WM001210M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Jonica Babb. Appearances, please.
James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport, Your Honor.
Royce Nunley on behalf of the defendant. Ms. Babb, could you please state your name for the record?
Janika Babb.
Mr. Nunley, it's today's and any time set for the arraignment and pretrial. How are we proceeding?
For purposes of the arraignment, we'd waive a formal reading. For purposes of the pretrial, Ms. Babb is going to avail herself of the offer tendered by Mr. Mena, to plead guilty under 771.1 for a period of 3 months.
Ms. Babb, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. You may put your hand down. You had the opportunity to discuss this case with Mr. Nunley. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Correct. I do.
And after having that conversation, you wish to waive your right to have a trial in this matter, enter a plea of guilty to a breach of security.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And ma'am, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
I have not.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, is it true that on February 1st, 2023 at Wayne County Airport, City of Romulus County, Wayne, State of Michigan, you breached the security
Yes, Your Honor.
by failing to comply with directions from security officers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Nunley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the breach of security.
I do.
Previously indicated by Mr. Nunley, your sentence will be delayed for a period of 3 months, so long as you incur no new criminal offenses during that 3-month period and pay costs assessed by the court. Case will be administratively reviewed for dismissal. Mr. Nunley, what was the breach?
So she went to a gate and they had already closed the door, and her and another passenger were trying to get a hold of the people that were still in the walkway, and she opened it up kind of like, hello, can we still come? And that's a no-no. So it wasn't a very serious breach in my opinion, but it was a breach nonetheless.
I was just asking for the cost in this matter. Ms. Babb, the court will assess costs in this matter of $200. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount, ma'am?
I do not.
5 days to pay, 90 days, no new criminal offenses, and the matter will be administratively reviewed for dismissal. Anything else, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Nunley?
Nope.
Thank you. Good luck to you, Ms. Babb. You may pay in person, pay online, or mail it to the court. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you. This is 23WM001590M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Zachary Manoslander.
That's right.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
And Judge, good morning to you and the staff, as well as the gallery. Vincent Paisho with and on behalf of Mr. Van Auslander, who presents himself via Zoom with no objection to proceeding remotely.
Thank you. State your name for me, sir.
Zachary Van Auslander.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment pretrial on this matter. Mr. Haysha, how are we proceeding?
Judge, waive formal reading, stand Mr. Van Auslander mute. There's been an offer, I believe it's been amended for a 60-day delay under 771, similar to the previous. My client's prepared to waive his trial rights and move forward and avail himself of that.
Thank you. Mr. Van Auslander, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Sir, you've had the opportunity to discuss this case with your attorney, and you understand the rights you waive by entering a plea this morning.
Yes, Judge.
And after having that conversation with your attorney, you wish to plead guilty as charged to the checkpoint violation.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're doing that freely and voluntarily? You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, Judge.
Sir, is it true that on February 8th, 2023, at Wayne County Airport, which is City of Romulus County, Wayne, State of Michigan, you committed a breach of the checkpoint violation by taking a dangerous weapon to security?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Haysha?
So satisfied, Judge.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of guilty as charged to the dangerous weapon. Mr. Haysha, I'm sorry, I missed it. Was it 2 months or 3 months?
Mr. Menace agreed to reduce to 2 months.
60 days,
2
Your Honor.
months. And was the dangerous weapon a firearm?
It was.
Sentence will be delayed for a period of 2 months pursuant to 771.1. The court will assess costs in this matter of $800. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
No, ma'am.
5 days to pay, sir. You can pay in person, you can mail it to the court, or you can pay it online. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Haysha?
No, Judge. Have a great rest of your week.
Sure. You too,
Thank you,
sir.
Judge.
Thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you very
Thank
much.
you.
This is 22WM00987OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Nicholas Hernandez. May I have your appearances, please?
James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Nicholas Hernandez, is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Hernandez, please state your name for the court.
Nicholas Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we have one outstanding discovery issue that Mr. Hernandez has asked me to address that I believe Mr. Mena was going to make the record, but essentially we believe outside of this last discovery issue, everything else is ready to go and we will just need to set the matter for a jury trial. Mr. Hernandez is a resident of Florida, so I think that as we kind of land on dates, we just ask that it be, again, set out far enough. I take that back. I apologize. Mr. Mena, I do believe you said you were considering a final pretrial. Is that correct?
Your Honor, we're asking for a final pretrial. I know Mr. Hadley, I'm not sure if he was just going to make an oral motion regarding this outstanding discovery issue. We've talked about it and I can respond to it. We might be able to just resolve it here today. And then we would ask for a final pretrial, Your Honor. After reviewing the video, we're going to be adding some additional charges so that we can get this all cleaned up before we set it for a trial.
That final pretrial date will be
Do they want March 16th or April 6th?
I can do either, Your Honor. So I think it would just depend on Mr. Hernandez's availability.
And Mr. Hernandez, this next hearing that he's speaking about is still going to be via Zoom. You do not have to come back to Michigan for the next hearing.
Okay.
Do you have a conflict on either of those dates, sir?
Which dates?
March 16th or April 6th?
March 16th, I will probably not have signal where I am. April 6th, I have nothing scheduled that day.
Your Honor, we would like to grab that April 6th date.
All right, we have April 6th at 9:10.
April
if I can
6th
make
at
my-
9:10.
And then,
I'm
Your
sorry.
Honor, I was going to say, whenever you're ready to hear me, I'll go ahead and just make the oral motion as it relates to discovery.
April 6th at 9:10 and number 3 with Judge Green back on Zoom, Mr. Hernandez. Your motion, Mr. Hadley.
Your Honor, Mr. Mena has turned over video discovery in this matter. It is our understanding that there is a period of video that runs from approximately, I apologize, I thought I had the exact timestamp in front of me. It's from the period of time where our current video ends, where Mr. Hernandez is placed from the booking area at the Wayne County Airport into the actual holding cell. The video resumes at a later date, but we're missing sort of a bookend period of video that Mr. Hernandez would like to obtain from when he was in the holding cell.
There's a small segment missing between holding cell to booking areas, what you're saying?
It's the missing period is from when Mr. Hernandez was in said holding cell. It's approximately a 1 hour period of time. That is a gap from the beginning of the videos to the end of the videos. Again, it was after Mr. Hernandez had been taken into custody, gone through the initial booking process, and it was just being housed in the holding cell.
So, Your Honor, in response to that request for Mr. Hadley had sent me an email requesting that. I contacted the police department. So this is what he was looking for, to be specific, is holding cell video. So there's a camera in the holding cell, as the court's aware. It videotapes Mr. Hernandez while he's in that holding cell. I did speak to the police department. They conducted a thorough review and due diligence review. It appears that about every 30 days, those videos cycle out and are erased. There was no specific request to preserve those videos. And as a result, there is no video of the period of time after the officers leave the cell until they return to the cell 1 hour later when medical arrives. So that is, I can represent that to the court, that there is no video to be had.
That being the case, Mr. Hadley?
Your Honor, we feel that the record's been made, that the, specific discovery. I think that it's unnecessary for maybe to get into the specific minutes now, as that Mr. Menace properly described, what the video is we're looking for. Again, we've made our motion and made our record that we've asked for said video, and we've been told that it does no longer exist.
And Mr. Hadley, just so we're clear, the court noted in the file that the defense has requested the 1 hour video from the holding cell, and that Mr. Mena, as an officer of the court, has asserted that that video was taped over this event having occurred back on July 11, 2022. And if the video is only retained for a period of 30 days, well beyond that. That being the case, your record having been preserved, the final pretrial.
May I speak? That video specifically has previously been requested. So I don't know why the prosecuting attorney said that it never was requested. It was personally requested and it was never provided.
Mr. Hernandez, I can only go by what I am able to see in the court file. I know that previous discovery request is just generically saying discovery requested. When we were here in February, it says video discovery pending. And at that time, there was no specific indication that it was this 1 hour. Now that we've had this conversation, and Mr. Mena, again, as an officer of the court, is asserting that it is not available, it's not available. And we can take the matter up at the final pretrial, which is now scheduled for, take it up with Judge Green on April the 6th at 9:10 a.m. My notes in the file are complete to her so that she understands the nature of Mr. Hadley's issue at this point in time. Anything else in this case, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. Thank you for letting us make the record. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Have a good day. Good luck to you, Mr. Hernandez. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is is Miss Manarino?
I'm here.
This is 23VB00571OM Van Buren Township versus Anthony Johnson. May I have your appearances, please?
Angela Manarino on behalf of the people.
Roy Stanley appearing on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Johnson, will you state your name for the record?
Anthony Jerome Johnson.
Thank you. Mr. Nunley, for this arraignment pretrial, how are we proceeding?
For purposes of the arraignment, we'd waive a formal reading, stand mute. For purposes of the pretrial, Mr. Johnson would like to accept the offer tendered by the prosecutor to plead guilty under 771 for a period of 6 months.
And before we proceed with the plea, Mr. Nunley, I place on the record and disclose to all parties that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make the disclosures. Van Buren Township is the issuing agency in this matter. My husband is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department. He doesn't know anything about Mr. Johnson's case or even that it's scheduled today. That disclosure having been made, Mr. Nunley, are we still prepared to proceed with the plea in this matter?
Yes, we are, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Johnson, raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. You've had the opportunity to discuss this case with Mr. Nunley. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes,
And after having that conversation, you wish to plead guilty to the so charge in this matter of retail fraud?
Yes, I do.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes,
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
yes,
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty.
No, I have not.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
Yes,
Mr. Johnson, is it true that on February 7, 2023 in Van Buren Township, you went into the Meyer at 9701 Belleville Road, a store that was open to the public with goods for sale, and you passed all points of purchase with goods totaling $95.60,
yes,
and you weren't making payment for those goods?
no,
Satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Nunley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of guilty as charged to the retail fraud since in this matter is delayed. I'm sorry, Mr. Nunley, you said for 6 months?
6 months, yes.
6 months. Mr. Johnson, the court will assess cost in this matter of $200. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
yes,
Mr. Johnson, the court has taken your plea in this matter. It is concluded, other than we will move you into a breakout room with Maria from the collections department. She'll put you on a payment plan for this $200. It can be rolled into the payment plan you already have on a double parking ticket, okay?
okay.
Anything else in this case, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson, good luck to you. Thank you for your patience this morning. You have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you, sir. This is 2300740 OM Van Buren Township versus Nadia Simpson. May I have your appearances, please?
Angela Mandarino on behalf of the people.
Royce Nunley on behalf of the defendant. Ms. Simpson, will you please state your name for the record?
Nadia Simpson.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment pretrial in this matter. Mr. Nunley, how are we proceeding?
For purposes of the arraignment, we waive a formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of the pretrial, Ms. Simpson is going to accept the plea offered by the prosecutor to plead guilty under 771 for a period of 9 months. There's also a request for fingerprints and restitution in the amount of $163.05.
Ms. Simpson, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Mr. Nunley, I've already made the disclosure on the record regarding my relationship, my husband's relationship to Van Buren Township, and Van Buren Township being the issuing agency. Are we still prepared to proceed with the plea in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Simpson, you've had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Nunley. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes, Your Honor.
And after having that conversation, you wish to plead guilty as charged to the retail fraud in this matter.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it true that on January 4th, 2023 in Van Buren Township, you went into the Meyer store located at 9701 Belleville Road, a store that was open to the public for business at the time of the incident, and you removed merchandise from the, you attempted to return unpaid merchandise, passing all points of purchase without offering payment for the merchandise in the amount of $163.05.
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Nunley?
Satisfied, Judge.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the sole count in this matter of retail fraud as previously indicated by Mr. Nunley. Your sentence in this matter will be delayed for a period of 9 months. So long as you incur no new criminal offenses in that 9-month period and pay cost of $300 and restitution to Meyer of $163.05, the matter will be administratively reviewed for dismissal. Ms. Simpson, do you need more than 5 days to pay the total of $463.05?
I'm sorry, what was the time frame, Your Honor?
5 days.
You said, do I, I'm sorry, I
Do you-
have children.
Do you need
said-
more than 5 days to pay that amount, ma'am?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine. Ms. Simpson, this matter is concluded. You will now move into the breakout room with Maria from the Collections Department. She'll help you set up a payment plan on the total of $463.05, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is 23WM00050OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Brett Shinover. Nope, I'm sorry, Mr. Shinover, I don't see your attorney and I don't see the prosecutor. Let's try 220798OM. This is Van Buren Township, I'm sorry, versus Angelita Holmes. May I have your appearances, please?
Angela Manarino on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Shand on behalf of Angelita Holmes, who is appearing via Zoom. Angie, can you please unmute yourself and state your name for the record?
Angelita Holmes.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. Mr. Shand, how are we proceeding?
We have a plea in this case, Your Honor, and Angie, do you want to put it on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, the offer to Ms. Holmes is to plead guilty to the possession that would be taken under 7411 for a period of 9 months. We would dismiss the paraphernalia charge and ask that Ms. Holmes continue her substance abuse treatment.
Thank you. Mr. Shand, before we proceed in this matter, I want to disclose on the record that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. And make that disclosure as Van Buren Township is the issuing agency in this matter. My husband is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Public Safety Department. He doesn't know anything about Ms. Holmes' case, even that it's scheduled for today. He has no impact on the rulings that this court makes. Knowing that, sir, are you still prepared to proceed with the plea this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Holmes, raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am. Do you swear a firm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You may put your hand down. You've had the opportunity to discuss this case with Mr. Shannon. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
I do, Your Honor.
And thank you, ma'am. And after having that conversation, you intend to plead guilty to the possession of the controlled substance, understanding that the possession of narcotic paraphernalia will be dismissed.
I do, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
I do, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
I do, Your Honor.
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
I have not.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Holmes, is it true that on May the 10th, 2022 in Van Buren Township, you were in possession of heroin
I believe
at 10945 Belleville Road?
I believe the date is November 22nd, Your Honor.
Angelita Holmes, I'm looking at the complaint. It says May the 10th, 2022. Am I?
No.
Is there?
Your Honor, it should be November 22nd.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Sorry, Judge.
No worries. Let's try that again. Ms. Holmes, is it true that on November 22nd, 2022 in Van Buren Township, you were in possession of heroin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Shan? Mr. Shan? Mr. Shan?
Yes, you've
Satisfied.
satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Holmes, the court accepts your plea of guilty to count 1, possession of controlled substance, and dismisses count 2, possession of narcotic paraphernalia. As previously indicated, since this matter will be delayed for a period of 9 months pursuant to 771.1. Ma'am, so long as you incur no new criminal offenses and pay costs to the court of $500, the matter will be administratively reviewed for dismissal at the end of that 9 months. Ma'am, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Holmes, the court has taken your plea. This matter is concluded for this morning. At this point, we will move you into the collections department. Breakout room, you'll talk to Maria from the collections department. She'll set you up on a payment plan for that $500, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Shand?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Angela,
you.
Thank
This
you.
is this is a recall of 23WM000050OM Wayne County Airport versus Brett Shenever.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Oh, Mr. Khan, Mr. Mena's not out right now. Have you spoken to him this morning?
I have spoken to Mr. Mena, yes.
Okay, when he pops back out, your client's on top. And then we have the other people who are waiting for Mr. Mena.
Very good. Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Manarino, this is 23VB005830M Van Buren Township versus Jeremiah Trakowski. May I have your appearances, please? Or maybe not.
Your Honor, I've spoken to her already. We've reached a plea if you want to run on that one.
She's here.
Oh, I see her now.
Yeah, may I have your appearances, please?
Yeah. Go ahead and throw mine in, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Jeremiah Trakowski.
State your name for me, sir.
Jeremiah Tarkovsky.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial on this matter. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've had a chance to advise my client of his rights and explain to him the plea offer. We would like to avail ourselves of the Van Buren Township's plea offer whereby Mr. Trakowski will be pleading guilty to the sole count of malicious destruction of property under 771.1 with an agreed upon 6-month period of probation and an agreed upon $250 in restitution to the victim.
Before I take the plea in this matter, Mr. Hadley, want to disclose on the record that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. I make that disclosure. Ms. Van Buren Township is the issuing agency in this matter. My husband doesn't know anything about Mr. Trakowski's case, not that it's scheduled for the day, and he has no impact on this court's ruling. Are we still prepared to proceed with the plea this morning?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or stand cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promising anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on February 9, 2023 in Van Buren Township, you damaged the windshield and rear bumper of a vehicle belonging to another?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Manarino?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Hadley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the sole count of this matter, malicious destruction of property as previously indicated. Since this matter will be delayed for a period of 6 months pursuant to 771.1. The court will impose costs in this matter of $300 and $250 in restitution. Sir, that's a total of $550. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No, ma'am.
5 days to pay, no new criminal offenses in the state of Michigan for the next 6 months, and the matter will be administratively reviewed for dismissal. Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. That concludes this matter. You're free to go, sir. Good luck to you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jordan, I'm calling your case right now. Take that hat and that hood off for me, please, sir. Ms. Michaels, I see you. I'm just waiting for Mr. Mena to pop out. Your client would be I think number 2. This is 1645230M. This is Van Buren Township versus Wilson Jordan. May I have your appearances, please?
Angela Mannering on behalf of the people.
Thank you. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Wilson Jordan. Mr. Jordan, please take yourself off mute and state your name for the court.
Wilson Jordan.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial of this matter. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we're going to be asking for an adjournment. Looking at the date on this case in the Register of Actions, I anticipate we'll likely be filing a motion under the Speedy Trial Act, but I would like to get discovery as well. This is a 2016 matter.
For purposes of arraignment, so.
I'm sorry, we waive we would like to enter a plea of not guilty for purposes of arraignment. I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were up on that part of it. And would ask for a PR bond to be issued on behalf of Mr. Jordan.
Absolutely. Mr. Jordan, your bond at this time is set at at 5,000 personal. You don't need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear as directed by this court until the case is resolved in its entirety. That pretrial date will be, I'm sorry, Heather, go ahead.
Either March 16th or April 6th.
Angela, I'll defer to you on that one. Do you need more time on that?
Yeah, we can do the April date, Heather.
Okay, April 6th at 9:30.
April 6th at 9:30, back on Zoom in number 3 with Judge Green. Notation in the file that discovery has been requested. Anything else, Ms. Mannarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jordan, you're back on April the 6th with Judge Green. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Ms. Michaels, I see you. I'm just waiting for Mr. Mena. Your client is number 2. Did you need to speak to the prosecutor, ma'am?
Yep, I just chatted her.
Oh.
They need discovery, so I'm going to put her in the breakout room waiting for Mr. Mena.
Oh, nope.
No.
Mr. Mena.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mena's here. I want to, sorry. This is 23WM00050. This is Wayne County Airport versus Brett Schinover. Your appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
May it please the court, Sajid Khan, P65487, on behalf of Mr. Shinobar, who's appearing via Zoom.
Sir, state your name for me, please.
Brett Schinover.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. Khan, how are we proceeding?
Judge, we have asked the court, and the court has issued a discovery order. I've passed that on to Mr. Mena, who's passed that on to the police department. However, we have not received discovery. Despite that, I've had discussions with Mr. Mena. He has offered us the version under 771.1 for 3 months. I've discussed this matter with my client extensively, and I believe he is willing to waive discovery and enter that plea.
Mr. Schinover?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Is that, okay. Raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. May you put your hand down? Sir, you understand that the court accepts your plea this morning. You will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on January 12, 2023 at Wayne County Airport, which is city of Romulus County, Wayne, state of Michigan, you committed a checkpoint violation by taking a firearm and 2 magazines through security?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Khan?
I am, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. The court accepts your plea, Mr. Schinover, of guilty as charged to the checkpoint violation. As indicated by Mr. Constance, this matter will be delayed for a period of 3 months. Sir, so long as you incur no new criminal offenses during that 3-month period and pay the $800 cost assessed by the court, the matter will be administratively reviewed for dismissal and the firearm may be retrieved after the conclusion of the 3 months. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay?
No, ma'am, I'll pay that today.
Thank you. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Khan?
No, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Schiniver, good luck to you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning,
This is-
Judge. Good morning, Ms.
This is 23WM00120OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Catherine Hensala. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, Jason Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Ma'am, state your name for me, please.
Catherine Hensela.
Ms. Hensala, the way the staff have you labeled indicate that you're waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney this morning. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
You wish to proceed on your own with this arraignment and pretrial?
Yes,
Have you had the chance to speak to the prosecutor this morning?
I have.
Mr. Mena, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Hensala and review the file on this case. At this point, we've offered that if she pled responsible to the new amended charge of double parking and paid a $300 fine, that we would dismiss the misdemeanor.
Ma'am, how do you wish to proceed this morning?
I want to plead to that.
Raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible.
Yes.
You're pleading responsible because you are in fact responsible.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on February 1st, 2023 at Wayne County Airport, City of Brown Hills County, Wayne, State of Michigan, you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the double parking and dismisses the breach of security misdemeanor. As indicated by Mr. Mena, the court will impose fines of $300. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No.
5 days to pay, ma'am. You can pay it online, you can mail it to the court, or you can bring it to the court. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck to you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Ms. Michaels, I think you were going into the breakout with Mr. Mena.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank
Your Honor, I
you.
think Mr. Nunley has one ready. Do you want me?
What is it, Mr. Nunley?
Mr. Lomax. Mr. Lomax, could you unmute and start the video, please? You should see some buttons on the bottom of your screen.
While he's doing that, these are 23WM00149 A and B. These are Wayne County Airport versus Michael Lomax. Your appearances.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Royce Nunley on behalf of the defendant.
Mr.
He is
Lomax?
in the courtroom, so I think he's using one of the court's computers.
He's downstairs?
I think that he came to the court to participate, yes.
Hi, there's somebody in the court's Zoom room. I'm calling the case and he might need some help.
Oh, she's talking on the phone.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, there we go.
Oh,
there we are.
There you are. You got it. Thank you. State your name for me, please, sir.
Michael Lomax.
Thank you. Mr. Nunley, how are we proceeding this morning?
For purposes of the arraignment, we waive a formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of the pretrial, my client would like to accept the offer tendered by the prosecutor, which is dismissal of both charges in exchange for a responsible plea to double parking for $300.
$300 total or $300 on each case?
No, just
Total, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Lomax, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth or the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. Sir, you've had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Nunley. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes, Judge.
And after having that conversation with Mr. Nunley, you wish to waive your right to have a trial in this matter and enter a plea of responsible to the added count of double parking
That's correct.
and pay a fine of $300.
That's correct.
And sir, you're doing this freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible.
Yes, I do.
Mr. Lomax, is it true that on February 7, 2023, at Wayne County Airport, which is city of Romulus, County of Wayne, state of Michigan, you were double parked contrary to law?
That's correct.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Nunley?
Satisfied, thank you.
Mr. Lomax, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the double parking in the A file and will dismiss the misdemeanor charges in both files. Court will assess a fine in this matter of $300. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Okay.
Do you need more than 5 days to pay, sir?
No, I do not.
5 days to pay. That concludes this matter. Mr. Lomax, good luck to you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. You too.
Thank you. Now, thank you, Ms. Michaels, for your patience. Mr. Mena, you can take Ms. Michaels in with you.
I will, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
You're free to go, Mr. Lomax.
Thank you, ma'am.
He can go
Thank
to the
you.
front counter. The case is disposed.
It's already been disposed?
Yes.
Okay. Heather, I am stepping off for a second. Thank you.
Mr. Hadley, do we know if Mr. Jadala is coming in?
I do not know. I have not spoken to Mr. Jadala today on. Like I said, Crystal reached out about hers and Royce and I have got those covered, but I have not heard anything from him.
Okay, that's fine. Then we'll wait to see.
Okey-doke.
I see you, Ken.
Oh, and I did, again, because of my computer issues today, Heather, decided to work from the office. I know that we're set to start at 12:30 with the trial, but I mean, I'll obviously be there as soon as I can when we get this one wrapped up. Usually only about a 30-minute drive time from here.
Unless 94 is messed up like it was yesterday.
he's here.
Yeah, I forgot.
He's
Actually, I'm glad you
downstairs
said
to
that.
pay, but these are to Heather, and then those are just regular civil stuff. Thank you. He's here to pay. That was the one I was calling about.
I should take this one downstairs.
If you don't mind.
Okay.
Well, Heather, do they need Mr. Lomax's file down there?
Nope. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'll send
So
it.
you-
I'll eventually send it down, but it's already been done.
Oh, because Ken is standing here. He's gonna bring you back the stack of files.
Oh, if he wants to take it down, he can. That's up to him.
What about this one?
Those are just downstairs. Those are back down to civil.
Okay.
Oh. Wait. You see, is Gibbons on top?
Oh, here it is.
It-
Are you chatting James Mena and he's not paying attention, Mr. Hadley?
He may be, I don't see
How'd
a
you
chat.
do that? I was.
I
That
don't
was
see a chat.
I didn't type it. I didn't even hit send yet. Heather just like called that out by the look on my face.
Hey. Miss Michaels is about her business. Do you mind if I call the cases and interrupt whatever the two of you are doing?
Sorry, Your Honor.
Look at her. That's a real attorney in a courthouse. You two. And dress them up. I can't take them anywhere, Miss Michaels. These are 23WM00072 A and B. Wayne County Airport versus Carrie Ann Gibbons. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Good morning, Ellen Michaels, P67943, on behalf of Carrie Gibbons, who is present over Zoom. We agree to proceed over Zoom for today's pre-trial. Ms. Gibbons, state your name, please.
Carrie Gibbons, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Michaels, how are we proceeding in these matters?
We're seeking another pre-trial date. I have received paper discovery, but I have not yet received the body cam video, and myself and the prosecutor agree that we need to view that video before we can make decisions about moving forward.
That March 16th or February, I'm sorry, March 16th or April the 6th?
What time would that be? In the morning
April,
again?
Yep, it would be in the morning.
Okay, I'm checking April 6th.
16. Oh, I'm sorry, April 6th. Yes.
That's not good either.
We can do April 20.
Homicide. No, those are good. Why don't we do the 16th? I have a homicide exam in the morning. I'm sure it won't start right away. So I'll log in right away and see where we're going. I'm in trial the other 2 days, unless you have another option.
April 20th.
I start a homicide trial on the 17th.
Do you want to go further out?
Sure.
I have May 4th.
Checking. Yeah, May 4th is excellent.
All right. We will do 9 a.m.
Perfect.
And that will be with Judge Green and number 3 back on Zoom, okay?
Great. And by then, I'm sure we'll have the video as well as decisions as how we're going to move forward.
Anything else, Mr. Mena?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Michaels?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you for your patience, Ms. Gibbons. You're back here on May the 4th at 9 a.m. with Judge Green. Good luck to you, ma'am. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Is somebody covering for Mr. Jadala on the Womack matter or Womack? I'm sorry.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
call him.
Mr.
Thank you,
Mena, could I
Heather.
speak with you in a breakout whenever you get a second?
Yeah, you want to join mine?
Yep.
My
Me
meeting
too, me
room.
too.
How did you know they were chatting each other?
By the look on Josh's face, because you can see that he was leaning forward doing something, and James Mena's eyes are just up in the air, just looking around, not paying attention. And so that's why I assumed that's who he was trying to talk to. Let me call Mr. Jadala real quick.
Thank you.
Judge, Mr. Jadala thought it was a mistake when he received that notice. So he's asking, I will let Mr. Nunley or Mr. Hadley know he would like him to stand in because the prosecutor does know what's happening with the case.
Thank you. This is 22WM 01817, Wayne County Airport versus Rachel Alcare, 230009 OM. Van Buren Township versus Joshua Boxley, 220802 OM. Van Buren Township versus Maurice Brown Portwood, 22WM 01820. Wayne County Airport versus Jesse Edwards, 22WM 01826. Wayne County Airport versus Dion Hayes, 230032. Van Buren Township versus Christina Hendrickson, 230023. Van Buren Township versus Thorin Jensen, 230019. Van Buren Township versus Kevin Joyce, 22VB02130 AMB. Van Buren Township versus Darius Lewis, 22WM 01808 OM. Wayne County Airport versus Louis Loya, 230011. Van Buren Township versus Xantia Pool, 220810. Van Buren Township versus Anthony Signorelli, 230012. Van Buren Township versus Patricia Sloan, 230037. Van Buren Township versus Curtis Spates, 230020. Van Buren Township versus DeVale Stevenson, 230024 OM. Van Buren Township versus Nicholas Thames, 22VB02675. Van Buren Township versus Patrick Watson, 22WM01827. Wayne County Airport versus Eric Warrants. These cases were all scheduled at 8 a.m. for show cause. It is now 10:41 by the court's clocks. The defendants in all of these recently caught matters have failed to appear as directed by the court based on their failures to appear. Vince warrant shall issue in each of these matters. 5,000, 10%.
Judge, I spoke to Mr. Bowditch. He's going to handle Mr. Womack's case. He's over talking to Miss Manarino right now.
Thank you. I have his file pulled and is on top waiting for whomever comes in. There was another case. There was 23WM00116 Wayne County Airport versus Mariam Ba. The court received yesterday from the prosecutor a request to dismiss the case. This case is hereby dismissed. Two three WM00102 OM Wayne County Airport versus Timothy Cleveland Smith. This matter was scheduled at 8:30 a.m. It's now 10:43 by the court's clock. Defendant has failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. This is 23WM00103OT. This is Wayne County Airport versus Anthony Palazzolo. The matter was scheduled for pretrial, arraignment pretrial at 8:30. It's now 10:43 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. This matter will be set for show cause. This is 23WM00117 OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Cynthia Grether. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:40. It is now 10:44 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, this matter will be set for show cause. This is 23WM00110 OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Nakara Hill. The matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:40. It is now 10:45 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the matter will be set for show cause. This is 23WM00115 OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Celia Algami. Matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:50 a.m. It is now 10:45 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the matter will be set for show cause. Just waiting for, oh, Mr. Mena is here. This is 21WM00040M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Haley McNew. May I have your appearances, please?
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Roy Snelly standing in for the attorney of record, Crystal Medina, on behalf of the defendant.
Ms. McNew, state your name for me, please.
Haley McNew.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Nunley, today's the day and time set for the pretrial. How are we proceeding in this matter?
At this time, Ms. McNew would like to avail herself of the offer tendered by the prosecutor, which is to plead guilty under 771 for a period of 6 months.
Ms. McNew, raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. You may put your hand down. Ma'am, you had the opportunity to discuss this case with Mr. Nunley. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes.
And after having that conversation, you wish to plead guilty as charged to being a disorderly person.
Yes, I do.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or scan cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And ma'am, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
What was that?
I said, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Oh, yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Ms. McNew, is it true that on January 1st, 2021 at Wayne County Airport, which is city of Romulus, County of Wayne, state of Michigan, you were a disorderly person by interrupting, disrupting, or impeding or harassing the orderly flow of passengers?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Mena?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Nunley?
Satisfied, Judge.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of guilty to being a disorderly person. As previously indicated, your sentence in this matter will be delayed for a period of 6 months. During that 6-month period, you two are to incur no new criminal charges in the state of Michigan. You will pay the costs assessed by the court, and the matter will be administratively reviewed for dismissal. Mr. Nunley, is there anything you'd like to say before the costs are imposed?
I'd leave it to the discretion of the court.
Thank you. Ms. McNew, the court will assess costs in this matter of $300. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes.
Ma'am, you're going to see an invitation to go back into a breakout room with Maria from our collections department. She will put you on a payment plan for that $300. Other than that, again, no new criminal offenses for 6 months, and pay that amount, and then the case will be administratively reviewed for dismissal, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you, ma'am. Mr. Bowditch, are we ready with Mr. Womack?
You're ready, Your Honor.
This is 220823OM. This is Van Buren Township versus Edward Womack. May I have your appearances, please?
Angela Manarino on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Womack in place of the attorney of record, Mr. Jadala, for these proceedings alone. Mr. Womack, do you have any objection to me sitting in for your attorney of record today?
No, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Womack. Could you tell the judge your name for the record, please?
Edward Womack.
Your Honor, today is a date and time set for a final pretrial in this matter. I've spoke with Mr. Womack. I've spoke with the prosecutor. We have an executed plea agreement in which Mr. Womack would plead guilty to an added count of being a disorderly person with the understanding the original charge would be dismissed. There is also an agreement of a $50 restitution payment to be made.
I'm sorry, restitution payment to whom?
Well, now that I'm not too sure about, Your Honor. Maybe it would be paid to the court and then they would come and pick it up. I don't know.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
sorry. I
know.
thought you said to the bank. That's why I was, okay.
No, it's just there is a restitution request that has been agreed upon with Mr. Womack.
Okay. Mr. Womack, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Womack, before I inquire any further of you, I want to disclose on the record that I'm married to an elected official in Van Buren Township. My husband is not involved in the day-to-day operations of the Van Buren Township Department of Public Safety, the issuing agency in this matter. He doesn't know that your case is scheduled today, and he has no impact on the rulings that I make in any matter. Knowing this, Mr. Bowditch, are we still prepared to proceed with the plea?
Still prepared to proceed, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Womack, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Understood, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Womack, is it true that on December 12, 2022 in Van Buren Township at 15400 Sumter Road, that you did steal property belonging to another that would be a wallet containing $50 in cash?
I didn't
Your Honor,
steal
the
it.
plea is a disorderly person.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr.
Can I
Womack, let's
pardon
try
you,
this
Your Honor?
again. Is it true that on December 12, 2022 in Van Buren Township, you were a disorderly person contrary to law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Mr. Bowditch, you were starting to say something?
The defense is satisfied.
Thank you. Ms. Manarino?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Womack, that was my mistake. I did write on the ROA already that this was a disorderly person. So, sir, you are, the court has accepted your plea of being a disorderly person on the date, time, and location indicated previously. Anything
Thank you.
before fines and costs are assessed, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Womack, the court will impose minimal fines and costs in this matter. It's a fine of $100, cost of $100. There is $75 mandatory crime victims fee. There's $50 mandatory state costs and $20 fund fee. And with the $50 restitution, that's $395 in total. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
No, Your Honor.
5 days to pay, sir. Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry. Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Womack, good luck to you, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr.
Thank you.
Womack, that's a beautiful background. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your help, Mr. Bowditch. This is 23WM0000540M. This is Wayne County Airport versus Edward Bechtold. Excuse me, your appearances.
For the record, Your Honor, James Mena appearing on behalf of the airport.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Edward Bechtold. I am standing in place today for MIDC counsel Crystal Marie Medina.
State your name for me, please, sir.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. Edward Bechtold.
Thank you. Today's the day and time set for the pretrial. In this matter, Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I think this case is close to a potential resolution, but I think we're going to ask for a brief adjournment. Miss Medina has some outstanding discovery requests, I believe, and I just want to afford Mr. Bechtold an opportunity to go over that with his counsel before making a decision.
I have no
March the
objection.
16th date, or is that good? Okay. Heather, is
You're-
there still
you're-
space on that date?
9:40.
Your Honor, if Miss Medina can't cover that day, I'll be available.
Thank you, Mr. Hadley. Mr. Bechtold, we're adjourning this matter over to March the 16th at 9:40 a.m. That's back here with me, back on Zoom. Anything else, Mr. Mena?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's
Anything
316 on 940.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank
They'll
you.
mail notice to you at the address you verified.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, Mr. Bechtold.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. It is 10:55. Our last scheduled matter was at 10:45 with Miss Medina. It was Carissa Cope. I have not seen her in my practices about 15 minutes after the scheduled start time. So if one of you does not mind hanging around until about 11 o'clock, if she's not here, I'll call that case. Other than that,
Your Honor, I'll be here.
all I
till-
have are trials.
I'll
I
be
think
here.
that-
Your Honor.
It's Copa
Okay.
Van Buren, I believe, right?
It is Van Buren, Jim.
Thought so. I was hoping, Judge, you know.
Well, I've got
Your
after this, so I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I'm headed that way for my trial in just a minute, Your Honor. I did have a little housekeeping question on one of my assigned cases from earlier today. An Eric Boatwright. It was a Van Buren Township case.
I was just about to call that case for failing to appear unless you know
Okay.
something different.
No, I have not heard from him. I'm a little surprised, but yeah, I just want to make sure that somebody else hadn't grabbed him today.
I just started calling the failures to appear for
Your Honor,
8:50. Yes, sir.
before you would call Miss Brown, could I have a breakout room with Mr. Mena for a second?
Who is Miss Brown?
Miss Brown would be in the files of the people who did not appear today. Susan Brown,
Susan?
10:15.
Okay,
There may be an explanation, Your Honor, if I could talk with Mr. Mena for just a second.
you all can move yourselves into a breakout room and chit chat.
Thank you, Judge.
Doing
Thank
that,
you.
Judge, right now.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Nunley, thank you so much. Mr. Hadley, same to you.
All right,
Thank you,
see
Your
you,
Honor.
Judge. Have a good
See you in a
one.
little bit.
I see you in a bit, Josh.
Finger crossed, Angela, my video still keeps working. We've made it all the way to here. We're looking good. Your
Thank-
Honor, for the trial, I know we're set for 12:30. I think I should be able to be over there well in advance, but I did ask my client to show up at 12. Can you just let the deputies know if he beats me there, to let him know I'm on my way?
Did he say deputies?
Our
Who do
officers,
you
court
think is in this
officers.
building?
I got circuit court brain today. I don't
You're
know.
fine. Yep, you're fine.
I'll
Thank
see you guys
sir.
in a little bit.
Bye, Josh.
22 VB 02682, Van Buren Township versus Eric Boatwright. This matter was scheduled for 8:50 a.m. It is now 10:58 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. Have I seen you? Have I asked you where you at the Polar Plunge?
I was not at the Polar Plunge this year, Judge.
You just have given up on.
I didn't give up. I donated and, did a little part.
Okay, Judge, with your permission, I'm gonna sign off and log on to another hearing.
Wait, was there something to say about 22 WM 1772 A and B?
Your Honor,
Airport
I,
versus Brown?
Your Honor, Miss Brown hasn't appeared. I have no excuse for her absence.
Oh. That being the case, these cases are scheduled at 10:15. It's now 10:59 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, these matters will be set for show cause. Thank you, Mr. Bowditch.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Mena. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, see ya.
Bye, Jim.
Something else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Judge, I think we should be ready hopefully at 11:30 for our first trial. So as soon as we're ready, I'll head on in the courtroom.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Your Honor, do you wish me to stay around for a little bit? I have that 11:30, I'll be here on a trial, but I can stay zoomed in if we have anything.
Nope, it's okay. Ms. Cope has failed to appear. I'm just putting my failures to appear on the record. So thank you for your help. I'll see you for the trial, sir.
All right, thanks, Judge.
Thank you. These are 2-3 WM 00114 A and B. These are Wayne County Airport versus Deopolis Burdine III. These cases were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:50 a.m. It is now 11 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matters be set for show cause. Two three WM 00122. Wayne County Airport versus Corral Harris, a matter scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:50 a.m. It is now 11:01 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the matter will be set for show cause. It's 20 VB 01933 OM. This is Van Buren Township versus
I'm gonna bring in this
versus-
phone number. Sorry,
I
Judge.
see that. No,
Yep.
you're fine.
Hi, on the phone, what is your name, please?
Carissa Cope.
All right, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room real quick and get some
Okay.
information from you.
Okay.
I'll text Jeff and ask Jeff to jump on. Oh, well,
Thank you.
oh, it's Angela's, so good, Angela's here.
Yeah.
Maybe they have different time in Kentucky because that's where she's from.
She's
So
been here before.
I
That was
text Jeff and asked him to jump on. Or Angela, if you're there, can you just talk to Jeff regarding Miss Cope? I'll run out in the lobby. They're probably
Nope,
up at the front.
I'm doing it.
Okay,
I'm doing
thank
it.
you.
Heather,
Yes, Judge.
of course, they were standing at the podium together.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I thought.
20 VBs 019330M. This is Van Buren Township versus Aaron Anderson. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9 o'clock. It's now 11:08 by the court's clock. Defendant has failed to appear. The matter will be set for show cause.
Do you still have the David Dick files? Because they did not come in
I
to
do,
me.
but only
Okay.
because I wanted to make sure that you, that we followed up with Michelle to make sure that it was okay.
Oh, okay.
If you want them, they're here.
All right, Jeff, I'm going to put you in the breakout room with Miss Cope. Did you already speak to Angela by chance?
No, she's out in the hallway. Can I run
No,
out?
I'm back in my office. I can move you into my breakout room. I'll tell you what the play is real quick.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
23VB 00522OM. This is Van Buren Township versus Shaletta Eads. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:10 a.m. It's now 11:09 by the court's clock. Defendant has failed to appear. The matter will be set for show cause. Two three VB 00523OM, Van Buren Township versus Britley Holmes. Matter scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:10 a.m. It is now 11:09 by the court's clock. Defendant has failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. This is 23WM00130OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Sean Evans. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:20. It is now 11:10 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the matter will be set for show cause.
Your Honor, I'm waiting to find Miss Cope.
She is in the clerk's meeting room. Have you spoken to her, Mr. Meldich?
No, Angela's trying to hook us up
Yeah,
right.
I did. If you go to your breakout room, Jeff, you'll be able to go in with her.
Actually, she's in the clerk's meeting room.
That's where I can put him somewhere else, Judge.
No,
I
they
can
can
go
stay
into,
there.
I can go into the clerk's room.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
just join the breakout room, Jeff. Do you see the,
This is
okay. Sorry, Judge. Just want to make sure you got it.
23WM00131OM. This is Wayne County Airport versus Darnell May. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:30. It's now 11:11 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. These are 23WM00142A and BOT. These are Wayne County Airport versus Devian Legion. The matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial and pre-hearing at 9:40. It's now 11:12 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the A file will be deemed in default and the B file will be set for show cause. These are 23WM 00156 A and B. These are Wayne County Airport versus Dakira Richardson Brown. The matters were scheduled for pre-hearing and arraignment pretrial at 9:50. It's now 11:13 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the A file will be defaulted. The B file will be set for pretrial. I'm sorry, for show cause.
Your Honor, we are ready on Ms. Cope.
This is 20VB 045480M. This is Van Buren Township versus Carissa Cope. May I have your appearance, please?
Angela Mannering on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Ms. Cope in place of the attorney of record, Ms. Medina. Ms. Cope, do you mind that I sit in for your attorney of record today?
That's fine.
Thank you. Today's the date and time set for pretrial. Your Honor, we are requesting a final pretrial.
Final pretrial on.
She already has they adjourned one to April, I'm sorry, March 16th at 9:40, if we want to keep this with that. For Miss Medina.
Let's do that then. Ms.
March-
Cope, your return date will be March the 16th, 2023 at 9:40 a.m. back here with me on Zoom in courtroom number 1, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything else, Ms. Manarino?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day, Ms. Cope. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir, for jumping back on.
Are your formal hearings live or by Zoom, Judge?
I thought they were by Zoom.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Yeah, the ones that I've had set have been by Zoom.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna come in and
Are
turn
you
on the.
kidding me? No. No, I see that. No. You don't
Okay.
show up 3 hours late. Are you serious?
I can put him right into a breakout room and tell him he needs to appear at his next hearing or tell him, wait a minute, he's not even on the docket.
He
Yeah,
is
yeah.
on the docket. He's on the docket at 8 a.m. Bring him in. You can bring him into the main
Because it was
session.
a show cause, I believe. for
Oh,
this
okay, I see
one.
him now,
Yeah.
sorry.
Hey,
Would you turn your video on, please, sir?
I got court. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
This is 220810M. This is Van Buren Township versus Anthony Signorelli. Sir, state your name for me, please.
Yes, ma'am. It's Anthony Signorelli.
Sir, your case was scheduled at 8 o'clock. It's 11:17 by my clock.
You're right, ma'am. It was.
I've called
do-
your case and already asked that a bench warrant issue. Is there a reason why you're 3 hours late for court?
I honestly, I forgot it was today. I thought it was tomorrow. I got on late. I've been trying to get on for the last 17 minutes. I am late though. That is the reason why. I was at work and I forgot about it was today. I do apologize.
Sir, the court-appointed attorney is already gone for the day. The court is able to reschedule the matter to March the
Okay.
16th.
Thank you, Your Honor, very much. I appreciate that. I really
Let's
do.
wait,
Thank you.
don't leave just yet. Let's get a time for you.
Okay.
I have 10 a.m.
10 a.m. at March the 6th, on March the 16th, sir. Are you still at 9807?
Hebert? Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, you said March the 16th at 10 a.m. Back here with me, sir. Same
Yes, ma'am.
Zoom ID.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a good day, sir.
You as well, Your Honor.
Thank you. I wanted you to have a
Yeah.
minute to go at least stretch your legs, ma'am. I'll see you in a little bit.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out.
You're welcome. This is 23WM001530T. This is Wayne County Airport versus LaShonda Wilson. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:50. It's now 11:18 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the matter will be set for show cause. Heather, I'm just talking, so if you need to do something else. This is 22VB008200M Van Buren Township versus Pierre Lee. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10 o'clock. It is now 11:19 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear again in this matter. Bench warrant shall issue. VB02617. Van Buren Township versus Cornelius Bunting. This case was scheduled at 10:15 for pretrial. It is now 11:20 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. This is 22VB02252OM Van Buren Township versus Deanna Jordan. The matter was scheduled at 10:30 a.m. for pretrial. It's now 11:20 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the matter will be set for show cause. This next court's case is not scheduled till 11:30. We'll stand adjourned.